Verse 14 in John chapter 15. You are my friends if you do what I command you. This is Jesus talking to the disciples. You are my friends if you do what I command you. I do not call you servants any longer, because the servant does not know what the master is doing. But I have called you, what? Friends. Because I have made known to you everything that I have heard from my Father. Here's the important part. You did not choose me, but I chose you. And I appointed you to go and bear fruit that will last, so that the Father will give you whatever you ask him in my name. I am giving you these commandments so that you may love one another. Now here's what we're concentrating on today. Verse 16. You did not choose me, but I chose you. That's where we are beginning. Now here's the important part about choosing friendships. We see Jesus choose relationships. Relationships that will walk alongside him, relationships that will grow the kingdom, relationships that will go on after him. And so often I think we find ourselves waiting for people to choose us and waiting for someone to say, I pick you. Jesus chose the disciples. Jesus saw them and said, I call you. I call the people that are closest to me to walk with me and be with me. And so the people that we're going to hear about today are the friends that Jesus chose, including us. So as you think about your friends and the 5 people that should be around you, realize that these are people that you are choosing. And here's what I'm going to do in this story. I'm going to walk the order in which Jesus chose them in a timeline from the beginning of his ministry all the way to the end of his ministry. So you can see when Jesus was starting to find friends, when Jesus was starting, did I say Judas? It felt like I said Judas. Judas doesn't have any friends. No, I'm just kidding. That's not true. He had friends. He should have friends. Everyone should. Okay, here we go. Jesus choosing his friends made very important choices and intentional choices. So should you. And the first thing he did is he had an inner circle. So how many of you have heard of the disciples before? 12 disciples, yes? Okay. Within the disciples, he had an inner circle. He had a couple that did a couple more things with him than the other disciples did. You might say they were Jesus's kind of favorite 3, right? And does anyone know who those 3 are that are there? Who's the inner circle of Jesus's disciples? Peter's one of them. We got Peter out there. That's great. Who's the other one? James and John. You're right. So James and John. So here are we seeing Jesus choose, and those are the first disciples that are called.